I believe that he may be pushing for a third term.
So this morning, the left was dancing a jig and global leaders were all joining them because the Supreme Court had shut down the tariffs, right? Said no to Trump. They were loving it. But by lunchtime, those smiles turned to frowns because they found out it was going to be business as usual. And I'll explain this real simply, okay? It's business as usual because Trump simply moved tariffs from Section A over to Section B, right? Now, 30% of the tariffs were already in Section B. All the industrial stuff, aluminum, steel, automobiles, all that stuff was already there. So it's now business as usual because he's going from Section A to Section B. So you ask yourself, why didn't he move those before to kind of avoid all of this stuff? Well, I think it was a fishing expedition. Okay? He could have moved it over, right? Because Section B is untouchable. Section B has all those different laws already built in and has been litigated for years, decades even. And now it's stone cold law. You cannot change it anymore. There's precedents that have been set. He's moving those tariffs over and he can do what he wants with them right over there. Okay? And as a special bonus, because the world wanted a FAFO, he added a 10% global tariff on top of everything else. So back to the question of why didn't he just move those over? Well,
So what we see here is everybody was celebrating that the Supreme Court came down and said Trump can't do these certain type of tariffs, all of this. But what I always say about people, Trump is very calculated. He knew that this wasn't going to go through. And also, too, I like the point that he's saying it could have been a fishing expedition on these Supreme Court judges. Because why would these judges say these things are not in the best interest of America when it actually was? So now some people are thinking that they can be, influenced by foreign leaders or foreign powers. So now we can open up the books on these judges. But also, too, I believe Trump used these powers his first years because he was able to do whatever he want without congressional approval. So now we got a couple of things. But like I said, Trump is very calculated. Don't forget, he lost to Joe Biden. So for 4 years, he was calculating, plotting. He has a great plan. When he came out for this speech after this ruling, he was not phased. He said, you know what? Don't matter. I'm going to do a 10% global tariff. And I'm going to do it in Section B because they can't fight Section B because Section B is law. He's calculated. I believe that he may be looking at some of these Supreme Court judges and looking at them and say, some of them got to go. I think, in my opinion, he's going to do something as far as getting these judges replaced and possibly trying to run for a third term.